Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Heartland Pioneer RD210. This is a great floor plan. It's excellent for entertaining because, as you can see right in the back, you have the dinette directly across from the sofa. So it makes a great space for everyone to kind of sit down, hang out. It's great at night. You can just kind of kick back and relax. Plus, you still get a campside dinette, which I really enjoy. Let's start off though here in the kitchen. What you will notice in this camper is that you have the double bowl stainless steel sink, pretty decent sized deep bowls here, high-rise faucet, and then over to this side is the 3-burner cooktop, which is recessed with the glass cover. That way you do have some prep space here in the kitchen. To access that, of course, you just fold this up and back like so, and then you'll also see the oven underneath in case you want to do some baking. It is worth noting as well, the front burner, and this is the case on most of your burner configurations in an RV, but the front burner is high output. So if you're in higher altitude, need to boil water, things like that, you'll want to use that front burner. Dropping right down below, 3 full extension ball bearing drawers. That way you have plenty of space for your flatware and everything else you need to store. Little bit of space under there. You might be able to fit a super skinny trash can, but it might be a little tough. You'll see the windows. That way you do have a view to your campsite while you're doing dishes. Plus it lets in natural light. Of course, LED lights for light at night. Storage right up top, just show you that space. Pretty decent storage area. Pretty typical what you get in most travel trailers. Little cubby hole up above the microwave, and then you will also see the hood with both a light and a fan. Above the dinette, you have more storage, a couple of USB ports right there. Makes like a nice little area to charge your cell phone. You can plug it in, just drop it down on that shelf. You'll see over to this side is your radio that does have Bluetooth capability, so you can connect to it with your smartphone or tablet. And your TV connections will be over here in the corner. Now, as we do drop down, as I mentioned, you have the campside dinette, which I love because you have the huge window right here, giving you a view out to your campsite. Plus, this gives you an extra sleeping space. The dinette here does drop down into a bed. It's not a huge bed, but it's decent size. You know, an adult would probably have to curl up, but it's great if you have smaller children or if you have a pack and play. You can set that right on top of the table as well. And then, as I mentioned, over across from that is the sofa. So if you have, 4, 5, 6 people in here, you're just kind of hanging out, having conversation. This is a great way because everyone is involved in that conversation. They don't feel isolated or left out. Electrical outlet right over here to the side. Again, if you need to charge any devices, or if you have a vacuum, you might find a tough space to store it in here. There's not a great storage space, but if you do have one, that's a good spot to plug it in. But speaking of storage, you will see underneath the jackknife on this side right over here, you have pretty good storage space there. And also something that's pretty neat, this center cushion actually folds down. You have some cup holders there, as well as, again, more USB ports, so it gives you more places where you can charge those electronics. Big window on this side too, and the one in the back really help to open up this rear living area, and you have additional storage across the top. For pantry storage, you have the cubby hole up top, plus all this here right underneath. For cold storage, obviously you have your fridge freezer combo, stainless panels on here to kind of help bring in the elements from the kitchen. You kind of have that stainless suite of appliances. This unit does run off both propane and electric and has automatic switchover. Right up top is the roof-mounted AC unit, so if it's a really hot day, you want to keep things cool, you can kick that on. Now, as you see, the control, maybe you can't see, but the controls for it are on that unit itself. There is a thermostat here, but this is just for the furnace. When we take a look at the bathroom, we'll step on in. So I'm 6 foot tall. As far as space, it's actually pretty decent here. My toes do touch the tub a little bit, but it's more than enough space there. With the door shut, I have some decent shoulder room too. My right arm does rub a little bit on the wall, but honestly, there's more than enough room here. You will also see that you have a little cubby hole underneath, good spot for some extra toilet paper or black tank chemicals. Right underneath, this is an access panel, so you can remove that if you need to access the plumbing. The countertop does come over, giving you some good countertop space in the bathroom, which I like. Of course, your electrical outlet, mirrored medicine cabinet right up top, and then your hand towel ring right behind. As for the shower, now this one does come with a tub, so if you have smaller kids, you want to be able to give them a bath, it does allow you to do that. Plus, the higher threshold of the tub means the curtain stays in here better. It's also a little bit heavier weight curtain than you usually get, which I like. And then if you actually step in here, or when I step in here rather, again, I'm 6 foot tall. You'll see I do have a little bit of space. So even if you're 6'1", you may be touching the ceiling there. Any taller than that, you probably will have to duck down. But if you're shorter than that, there's plenty of headspace. Making our way to the front, this is of course your master bedroom area. You have the queen size bed. It's an RV queen. On both sides, you will have nightstands that are very large, plus electrical outlets on both sides. So if you need to plug in a CPAP machine or cell phones at night, you have the capability to do that. Mirrored wardrobe space on both sides, covered storage going across the top here. And if you want TV, there is TV hookup right in the corner, so that way you can watch a show before you go to bed at night. We've seen the inside. Let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Heartland Pioneer RD210. Right up front is a power tongue jack, which is great. It'll save you a couple of $100 rather than having to install one yourself, and it makes it much easier to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle, because all you have to do is flip the rocker switch here to raise and lower the tongue. Plus, there's a light up front for added visibility. Right behind that are two 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, rails here for your battery. If you can take a look right there, you'll see this one does have a fully enclosed and insulated underbelly, which helps keep out a lot of road grime, hopefully some of the critters in the off season, and helps keep all your water lines and everything a little bit warmer in the colder seasons. Coming up the front is diamond plating, helping to protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. And as we come around to the side, we'll open this up. Pretty standard latch system there. So we take a look inside. One of the things I do like is it is a fully finished pass-through storage. Rather than having any kind of exposed rafters or anything or any structure, it is completely finished, giving it a much cleaner look, and also helps eliminate the chances of you snagging, you know, on the beams and stuff on the structure as you are putting items in there. Dropping right down below, you will notice this one has your power stabilizer jacks. You have one control right up front for the front two, another one in the back for the rear two. Now remember folks, those are stabilizer jacks, not leveling jacks. You do still want to use blocks to level the camper out. Once it's leveled though, you can use these to drop those stabilizer jacks. That way the trailer's not moving around as you're walking around inside of it. Large power awning, touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go right back in. It is Carefree of Colorado brand. You will see the LED light strip there, and the way it is positioned, it does not matter if you have the awning completely rolled in like it is right now, partially extended, fully extended, it does not matter. You'll still be able to utilize those LED lights. You have the MoreRide step above step system, excellent step system, very sturdy. You can see, you know, I'm over 200 pounds. I can kind of run up and down here. The steps hardly flex. Aluminum treads on there as well, plus the grip tape help give you a little bit of traction when it's wet out like it is right now. And the larger foldable grab handle here gives you that extra control when heading into the camper. If you want TV outside, this is where your hookups will be. If you just want to listen to music, you will see that you have the speakers up top, and those are connected to that multimedia center inside that radio. And as I mentioned, that unit is Bluetooth capable. As you come around to the back, you'll see the square tubular bumper with end caps. You have a spot to store your sewer hose. More importantly though, at least for me, is this right here, which is the rear rack that comes on the Pioneer. This is a great benefit to have because it gives you that extra storage space outside. You can just pull the pins, drop that down. You can put firewood, extra coolers, totes, things like that. 200-pound weight capacity on there, so decent weight capacity. Just remember that you do have to subtract the weight of the spare tire, but I am glad they put it on the back because this makes it very easy to get to, especially, you know, if you don't have a pickup truck or something you're throwing it in the back of, this is a great spot for it to be. You'll see this one has a backup camera prep, so if you plan on installing a backup camera, the prep makes it much easier, meaning it'll save you money on labor. And you'll also see your cable inlets tucked away right over here. Making our way up a little bit further, 30 amp detachable power cord will plug in there. Outside shower with both hot and cold water access, city water inlet, and right up front is the fresh tank fill as well as the black tank flush, so you no longer have to stick a hose down the toilet to wash out the black tank. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Heartland Pioneer RD210. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.